Jesus, really? All right, hopefully it's archived. Well, we're back on the air now. I don't know what happened. Weird. Hello,
Oh, so
Christian.
does
You're
this come
there.
as a new episode, so they won't be able to hear it?
Yeah,
They only missed,
I
they
don't
only
even
missed,
understand what happened there.
10 or 15 minutes.
Yeah, but I didn't
still.
didn't see anything on the screen that would have told me that. That's weird. But well, here we are. Well, I'll update that once we're in there. But it's limited stuff that I put on the air. But there we go. All right, we're back on the air. Weird. I don't know what happened.
Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you, Lisa.
Is there a new link? How do I send the people to the new link?
I'm going to share that link in 1 second here. Fucking Spreaker. Thank you.
One of the reasons I don't like this platform.
I know, but Blog Talk's the one.
Oh, they
everybody
can go
wants, and I
here.
hate
I'm just
Blog
going to send them to the Spreaker link.
Talk. Okay.
Go to this link. I'm going to edit this, but I can't edit all the other ones all over Hootsuite that I posted, but such is life.
That's fucked up. I don't understand why that happened.
Oh, God, they're going to have to get the T in two parts. Two-part T.
Two-part.
Well, so anyway, I
Wigs.
don't even know where they lost us. I have no idea how much we
Well,
lost.
they lost us at the hour, but I don't remember what you
Probably
said.
about 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Either way.
We were talking about, Christian was giving me really good advice on branding.
Yeah, it's probably okay that they didn't hear that.
Yeah, I guess that's good, but no, I think it's kind of important because people talk a lot of shit about Christians. Like, I don't know.
Right, but the reason I give you that advice live on the air is so that the reason I give you that advice is so other people hear it. Well, you brought it up. I would have given it to you offline. You brought it up.
And
so
you
much.
have.
Okay, let me say it. But
My
it's also
point
good
in
for
bringing
other
that
people.
up was to
It's for
show
other
people a different Christian than they tend to know. Christian is
what,
the
I'm
most
at the point where
successful
I
fucking witch
fiddle.
out there, or the most successful fucking warlock out there, and I've known Christian to be more than willing to share his fucking knowledge of how to be that successful. And other people, view this as a competitive thing. I'd never viewed it as that.
Here's the thing, though.
Big
I'm at the
fucking world.
point. Can you hear me? I'm at the point now where I don't give two fiddlers fucks whether these people like me or not. If they're not willing to take the time to know the whole of me, as opposed to, I swore. They don't like that I'm vulgar. They don't like that I'm mean. Whatever. I'm not a cardboard fucking one-dimensional, two-dimensional cutout here. But anyway, I was saying that. I had some people that went to bat. The short of it is, I had some people that went to bat for this girl we had to fire, Amber Trash. And, one of them is named Blue Lux. He's like, I used to respect you. And he's like, and we're all a collective, and you're an abuser, and we're coming to destroy you, and all of this, however he said it. And I'm like, and I'm just snickering. I'm like, dude, I've had, mayors, rogue police lieutenants, bikers, mobsters, mob goons, angry clown rights organizations, social justice warriors, neo-Nazis. They've all come at me. Whatever reason, I'm still here. But the fact is, I'm not worried about Amber Trash and the Blue Lux Collective.
Yeah.
I don't know, and then this fucking store manager we used to have years ago who was the pagan pride twat that brought that atheist here to represent pagan pride. She came out of the woodwork. I want to share this. And I'm like, fuck off, cunt. You know what? If these people want a war with me, that's fine. I ain't giving them one, other than the fact that I'm just going to laugh in their face. Because they're never going to defeat me, not in 10,000 years. And frankly, all of them are poor, and they probably have to still go to work. So if I were them, I'd be more worried about dying from this virus. My sense is that when this all shakes out, I'm going to have a whole lot less haters.
Yeah, I kind of feel that way as well.
So fuck them.
I see so much stupid shit and people thinking certain things are okay and doing them, and I'm just sitting here at home shaking my head.
No, my greatest mistake, I think, is in giving these people power and sympathy.
Yeah,
trying
absolutely.
to sit there and trying to understand, well, what if they just understood who I really was, underneath this crust of evil, which Sean used to say, no, Christian, underneath that crust of evil, there's just more evil. But the fact is, I'm saying that because it's the anniversary of Sean Poirier's passing in 2007, and we miss him every day.
So it's been 13 years.
He was really such a magical person. If there's anybody's magic we need right now in this world, it's his. But at the end of the day, I could sit there and worry, why don't they like me? Maybe if I just swore a little less. Maybe if I just spoke in dulcet tones. Maybe if I was just all sweet and lovable like a fucking Holly Hobby or a Pollyanna, they would just love me. It's like, look, I don't give a fuck if you like me. If you want to get to know me and you figure out what I'm about, you'll probably think I'm cool, or maybe you'll think I'm worse. I don't really know, but at the end of the day, I'm not living for you. I'm living for me. So I do what my conscience dictates, and I go through my life doing what I think is the right thing to do. And 99 times out of 100, I'm really going to try like hell to do the best I can do and what I feel is the right thing to do. And that's always me. So if they don't see that, they don't want to see it. First of all, they don't want to see it. They just want to see the snippet of this and they all went and jumped to Amber Trash's rescue when most of the psychics that I still have working with us all, were like, oh, she's just so negative. And then she blocked them all and was like, oh, but we're going to, we can still keep in touch by text. I just don't want you to get in trouble for seeing what I say on my wall. And it's like, this bitch doesn't realize how many eyes and ears I have. I can see everything she puts on her wall. And more importantly, none of these people working for me are actually texting her back. None of them like her because she's disgusting. You know what I mean? Like, she basically told the world that none of us do palm readings. Who is she to decide that for every other psychic? What if those people are really having it hard and could have used those 6 or 7 palm readings?
Yeah.
That didn't just hurt me. That hurt other people in our company. And by telling the world...
Christian, was she there for a long time?
No, I think about 4 months maybe.
Okay.
She was a cashier at one point.
Okay.
And from what I understand, she was pretty dour then too. I never really saw. I don't leave my house even when there isn't a thing. I go out to do what I got to do. I have some fun and go out.
Yeah. Hindsight is always 20/20.
I don't hang out in my store because I'm such a histrionic. I'd probably have no staff. So, I'm not a people person. I acknowledge that. I do the best I can. This is what you get. I'm 50 fucking years old. I am 50 fucking years old. I don't really think it's going to change. So just get used to it or get off the train. I don't know what else to say to people. These people, I'm the collective and we're coming for you. And it's like, dude, it's like, this guy's so
right away, the word
immunocompromised.
collective doesn't,
Well, that's what I said. This guy's so immunocompromised. He should be more worried about the fucking disease. You know what I mean? It's like, I am not going to sit there and tickle people's clits and balls. It's like, look, this is my personality. I think it's justified most of the time. I think this girl deserved to be let go. When here's the thing. Had she been somebody I really liked, I probably would have given her more of a chance. But she'd made it clear in the past that she just had an attitude with me. And then when I let her go, she messages me and says, I never liked you. And I'm like I didn't know this. You know what I mean? This was a, and then sends me the Lori Bruno link. You didn't win this. And I'm like, actually, I did.
She sent that to you? Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah. And I'm like, actually, I did win this. In the end, I won this. Sometimes you win just by outlasting everybody. I'm winning by being still here. I've won because I'm not gone. And even if those stores close, like I will have so many classes coming out of this house, I still have a name. And they can't take that away from me. I have a name and I have a brand. And Brian, over the last several years, has built quite a name and quite a brand. So we both have a name and a brand. And so we're not going to sit here, like, if this becomes a digital world, we will always be set. We will always be set as long as we continue to innovate, and that's how we continue to succeed. That is the secret to my success, and I learned it from Barbara Streisand. When she wasn't doing a movie, she was doing an album. When she wasn't doing this, she was producing a movie, or she was doing this, or, there was always some hand in some pie. And I said, that's how you do it. You got to make sure you got fingers in different pies, so that if one turns rancid, you got the other one. If the stores all go under, I own the space that Hex is in, so it's not like, it's not like that's ever going to go away, Hex in Salem. I own the space. So that will stay, and that will still continue, even if it's just web orders.
Well, that's
you know.
One time we were ahead of the curve, honey. All of our business is based online right now. It's been that way for 5 years.
But if everybody else is losing money, that affects us too.
My customers to, have jobs and shit.
Yeah, but wait a minute. Yes,
Okay.
it affects you. But in terms of the digital world, right now everybody's in uncertainty. But if, let's say, we settle into a thing where this virus is just permanently economy, there's still going to be something. People will be working at home.
Yeah,
and they'll always
that's the silver lining. I was thinking about that. It's not like everybody's got laid off and losing money,
which makes me just as bad as the Bernie campaign and a total hypocrite. Well, it's a little different because it's politics.
See.
I thought it was really.
I'm not a big fan of Bernie either, but he's got some good points.
I thought it was really disgusting that twat that works for him, Brianna Joy Gray, was on there saying, "Oh, all you guys working from home can now make calls for Bernie," and it's like you basically tell people that.
I saw that.
But I guess I'm telling them the same thing. Call and get a reading.
Yeah. At least they're getting something.
At this, I'm just glad we're probably never going to have to hear his name, and none of these cunts that work like this, Nina Turner and David Sirota and the other ones that work for him, aren't going to ever get into the White House unless it's on a tour. I mean,
right.
Here's what I have an issue with him right now on. It's not that he doesn't have some policies. Like, I don't agree with Medicare for all without a private option like they have in England.
Okay.
Like in England, they have a private option. When I go to Universal Studios, I pay the extra money, so I don't have to wait.
Express tickets, right.
Do you get them?
The next time we went to Universal Studios, the plan was to get them because I saw how much better and faster it was for the people who had them.
Okay, so then you understand my
line.
So
yeah, I know what it is. Yeah.
Why should this is going to sound hard, but why should healthcare be any different than a roller coaster? Like if I don't want to fucking wait in line and I got the money to pay to get ahead of y'all, then fuck off. I want to get ahead. And so I don't like his thing without any option. Like the other ones all had an option. So anyway,
that's still capitalist.
And I think that the whole $15 an hour works, but only if you do it the way Massachusetts does it, where the small businesses have time to catch up and the big businesses have to do it first. That way, the people working from the big businesses have more money to pump into the small businesses, and the small businesses end up doing okay with it. Otherwise, you just do it across the board with no stipulations. All the small businesses go under. What are you left with? Large corporations. The very people Bernie claims to hate are the ones he's going to promote. It's so stupid. And the thing is, but that isn't what's pissing me off right now with him. He does not have a rat's ass motherfucking chance in hell at this point of winning the nomination. And the problem is, the Article 2 of the U.S. Constitution prevents us from postponing presidential elections. In other words, we're voting for president on November 3rd, come hook or by crook. Unless Trump finds some loophole I've never heard of, Article 2 requires it.
Yeah, I actually looked into it. He can postpone it until December. Of December 20th or something, but at the end of the day, like his term is over on January 20th at midnight.
Right.
Like no matter what happens.
Here is my point. So we can't stay in office, but here's my point.
Yeah.
The smaller elections, senators and congressmen and locals and all those, and the ballot questions, none of those are prevented by Article 2 from being postponed. Okay, follow me here.
Yeah.
So it's only the presidential elections that are requiring all these little primaries that are being postponed and moved. Okay?
Okay.
So if Bernie were to drop out now because he has no hope of winning, they could cancel all the primaries this year because they're only required for the presidential election you're following. So, now, what's basically, and Rachel Maddow, I thought of this before I saw Rachel Maddow was talking about that. By staying in this and forcing all those primaries to stay open, knowing that many old people are going to come out either way to vote, even with this virus, because it's what old people do. They all vote.
Right.
He's basically murdering people. He doesn't give a fuck.
Right.
Like I hate Trump, but I hate him almost as much, because he don't give a fuck how many people die. Because all he cares about is his little young vote.
I totally see that angle.
So fucking pissed at him over that right now, because I understand that that's my education. I studied politics at Brandeis University, which is one of the most prestigious political universities in the world. So that actually is my background, and as far as education, and Article 2, like you're saying, he's done in January, one way or the other.
Right.
So if we want somebody to come in there, we need to get behind somebody now.
Right.
And look, Biden wasn't even my second choice. I wanted Kamala. When she was gone, you didn't see me pull my hair out of
I liked her a lot too.
I liked her because she's a mean cunt, and you knew
I liked her.
She would be tough. And then I wanted Mayor Pete. But there was a period of time I didn't want anybody between Kamala. I didn't have a choice. I was undecided. Then I went for Pete. And then he got out. And that was really kind of emotional for me, because that's when I was a kid, I wanted, I didn't know I could sing till I was 22, but I certainly dreamed about big things I could do. And then when I realized I was gay, all these dreams die. Oh, I could never be a famous singer. There was nobody like Sam Smith back then. There were people on Broadway and that sort of thing, but and I certainly have the voice for it, but I would have had to throw myself as a New York waiter, and I didn't want to do that. So it was, whatever. I had a lot of things that were not available to me as a gay man, and one of them was certainly president. So the fact that a man went that far, a gay person went that far to its presidency, I realized we already had a lesbian with Hillary, but and that's the other thing. I am sick and tired of these Bernie people and everybody else saying that Hillary was a bad candidate, because guess what? We never had anything to compare her to other than Geraldine Ferraro as P candidate, for those old enough to remember her. Am I still there?
Yeah, I remember.
Geraldine Ferraro and Sarah Palin. We had nothing to compare Hillary to until this year, where Kamala, Tulsi, Amy, and Elizabeth, and if there's any other ones, let me know. They all sucked wind so bad, even though I think Tulsi's an idiot, but I think Amy, Kamala, and Elizabeth were fantastic candidates for president. They were all brilliant. They all had great ideas.
I like Elizabeth too.
So guess what took them out? Sexism.
Right.
The fact that we don't think we're ready for a woman president, blah, 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 blah. That is what took them out. So then I ask you, if sexism didn't take these people out, then they were all four sucky women candidates. But I refuse to believe all four of them were sucky. In fact, Elizabeth Warren usually owned any debate stage she was on. So I don't think these people were sucky candidates. So if sexism took them out, you then have to ask the question, how the fuck did Hillary get past all that sexism? How the fuck did Hillary get more votes than any man or woman in history? How did Hillary win the popular vote? How did she get more? And that's not only in spite of the sexism that destroyed four perfectly good candidates, none of whom had the kind of controversy. The most controversy Elizabeth Warren had was the Pocahontas thing. None of them had the controversy that Hillary had. Hillary has 30 years of, the Clintons took down Ron Brown's plane. The Clintons killed dozens of people in Arkansas. The Clintons, they Arkansided people. Chelsea Clinton is really Webster Hubbell's daughter. There are 30 years of ridiculous rumors from the right wing that the Bernie people brought out in 2016. In fact, they whipped out every friggin' rumor except Ron Brown's plane, and I kept thinking I was hearing it overhead. But the point is, that Hillary not only overcame sexism, she overcame 30 years of bad press. That fucking bitch was the best fucking candidate to ever run for president. She wasn't a bad candidate. She was the best. Because here now you have 4 women to compare her to. And guess what? However good you think Warren was, she sucked ass. Why'd she suck ass? Because they wouldn't vote for a woman. But they'd still vote for fucking Hillary in spite of that. What does that say about her? Like, fucking, she's the best. I don't necessarily agree with her either and everything. And Biden isn't even my second choice. But guess what? This guy in this fucking White House is going to kill us all with his approach to this fucking virus. So if you're doing this Bernie or bust shit, people out there, you're a fucking fool. You might as well sign your own grandmother's death warrant. There's my opinion on that.
Yeah.
Because I don't have
I'll vote for a broken toilet. Man.
I don't have... Well, that's what I mean. If Bernie's the candidate, I fucking hate his guts. I'll still vote for him. Like, I will absolutely vote for Bernie Sanders if he's the nominee. I just know he won't be. But the point is, I still would. I would vote for a toilet seat, like you said. I'll vote for fucking... I would vote... Remember I put the Giphies and said, pick the person that you'd go... The furthest you'd go to elect somebody. Like, who's the craziest option you'd actually be willing to take? And mine was Charles Manson. I would actually vote for Charles Manson over Trump because he cares about the environment.
Well,
he has that whole air, trees. What is it? Air, trees, water.
If you remember the last election, South Park had it down between Giant Douche and Turd Sandwich. I think Trump was a turd sandwich, right? Yeah. Turd sandwich won.
And let's not forget that the 2 people that make that show are Republicans.
Yeah, that's fucking the twisted thing of it all.
Well, first of all, no, it isn't the twisted thing. It's the fucking smart thing. So listen to this, people, and fucking hear me well. All these burners going, I'm not going to vote unless Joe Biden becomes just like Bernie. Fuck you. We need less of you. But first of all, most of these Bernie people have never voted. I've seen so many of them online going, this is 2016 was the first time I ever voted, or this is the first time I've ever voted. Bernie, Bernie, Bernie. I'm not anybody but Bernie. Well, then we don't need you anyway. But guess what we do need? We need all the never Trumpers and those middle of the roaders that, like, the people that they're not Republicans, but they're sort of really conservative Democrats, or they're liberal Republicans, or they're Republicans that just hate Trump so much and think he's a moron and that he's not really a good... Oh, God, what's that sound? Hello? Hello? Hello?
Ooh. Microphone went weird. Okay, we hear you now.
We hear you, Christian.
Jesus, you gotta get your tech in order. You gotta have a... Oh, God.
I tripped on a wire.
Oh, the feedback. Oh, my God, the bass feedback. Oh.
Whoops.
There is no sanctuary. I was like... Oh, that's bad. Oh, no. I think I might have to say goodnight. I can't hear this. This is horrible. What happened to the microphone?
Microphone wire went weird.
There is no sanctuary.
Do you hear me?
Can you hear us?
Yeah, can we just say goodnight? Because this is going to drive me nuts.
Okay.
It's almost over anyway.
Yeah.
So thank you for
Thanks for
coming on the air.
or not.
Thank you, Bo.
Thank you.
Love you, Bo. Stay safe.
Okay, bye.
Good night, everybody.
All right, I'm not sure what happened there, but
I don't know what's happening, but the world is coming to an end. I think shit's just not working. Remember how everybody was getting
We're on this mic.
Remember how everybody was getting those Facebook spam, like this violates our community policies about spam?
Yeah.
So that's what's happening here.
Yeah. All right. Widdershins.
Widdershins.
See you next time.
Okay. Bye.
What the hell?
There were three men came out of the west, their fortunes for to try. And these three men made a solemn vow: John Barleycorn must die. They've ploughed, they've sown, they've harrowed him so become a man. They've hired men with the side so sharp to cut him off at the knee. They've rolled him and tied him by the way, serving him most barbarously. They've hired men with the sharp pitchforks who pricked him to the heart. And the loader, he has served him worse than that, for he's bound him to the car. They've wheeled him around and around the field till they came onto a barn, and there they made a solemn oath on poor John Barleycorn. They've hired men with a crabtree six to cut him skin from bone. And the miller, he has served him worse than that, for he's ground him between two stones. And little Sir John and the nut brown bowl and his brandy in the glass. And little Sir John and the nut brown bowl grew the strongest man at last. The huntsman, he got off the fox, nor so loudly to blow his horn. And the tinker, he can't mend kettle nor pots without a little barley corn.
There's antimony, arsenic, aluminum, selenium, and hydrogen, and oxygen, and nitrogen, and rhenium, and nickel, neodymium, neptunium, germanium, and iron, americium, ruthenium, uranium, europium, zirconium, lutetium, vanadium, and lanthanum, and osmium, and astatine, and radium, and golden protactinium, and indium, and gallium, and iodine, and thorium, and thulium, and thallium. There's yttrium, ytterbium, actinium, rubidium, boron, gadolinium, niobium, iridium, and strontium, and silicon, and silver, and samarium, and bismuth, lithium, beryllium, and barium. Isn't that interesting? I knew you would. I hope you're all taking notes because there's going to be a short quiz next period. There's holmium and helium and hafnium and erbium and phosphorus and francium and fluorine and terbium and manganese and mercury, molybdenum and magnesium, dysprosium and scandium and cerium and cesium and lead, praseodymium and platinum, plutonium, palladium, promethium, potassium, polonium, and tantalum, technetium, titanium, tellurium, and cadmium and calcium and chromium and curium. There's sulfur, californium, and fermium, berkelium, and also mendelevium, einsteinium, nobelium, and argon, krypton, neon, radon, xenon, zinc, and rhodium, and chlorine, carbon, cobalt, copper, tungsten, tin, and sodium. These are the only ones of which the news has come to Harvard. And there may be many others, but they haven't been discovered. For the touch of your lips, dear, but much more for the touch of your whips, dear. You can raise welts like nobody else as we dance to the masochism tango. Let our love be a flame, not an ember. Say it's me that you want to dismember. Blacken my eye, set fire to my tie as we dance to the masochism tango. At your command, before you here I stand. My heart is in my hand. Ugh, it's here that I must be. My heart entreats, just hear those savage beats, and go put on your cleats and come and trample me. Your heart is hard as stone or mahogany. That's why I'm in such exquisite agony. My soul is on fire, it's aflame with desire, which is why I perspire when we tango. You caught my nose in your left castanet, love. I can feel the pain yet, love, every time I hear drums, and I envy the rose that you held in your teeth, love, with the thorns underneath, love, sticking into your gums. Your eyes cast a spell that bewitches. The last time I needed 20 stitches to sew up the gash you made with your lash as we dance to the masochism tango. Bash in my brain and make me scream with pain, then kick me once again and say we'll never part. I know too well I'm underneath your spell, so darling, if you smell something burning, it's my heart. Excuse me. Take your cigarette from its holder and burn your initials in my shoulder. Fracture my spine and swear that you're mine as we dance to the masochism tango. I'm spending Hanukkah in Santa Monica, wearing sandals, lighting candles by the sea. I spent Shavuos in East St. Louis, a charming spot, but clearly not the spot for me. Those eastern winters, I can't endure 'em, so every year I pack my gear and come out here till Purim. Rosh Hashanah I spend in Arizona, and Yom Kippur way down in Mississippi. But in December, there's just one place for me. Amid the California flora, I'll be lighting my menorah like a baby in his cradle. I'll be playing with my dreidel, spending Hanukkah in Santa Monica by the sea. I'm spending Hanukkah in Santa Monica, wearing sandals, lighting candles by the sea. I spent Shavuos in East St. Louis, a charming spot, but clearly not the spot for me. Those eastern winters, I can't endure 'em, so every year I pack my gear and come out here till Purim.
from Rosh Hashanah I spend in Arizona, and Yom Kippur way down in Mississippi. But in December there's just one place for me. Amid the California flora, I'll be lighting my menorah like a baby in his cradle. I'll be playing with my dreidel. Here's the Judas Maccabeus. Boy, if he could only see us spending Hanukkah in Santa Monica by the sea.
In 1803 we sailed out to sea, out from the sweet town of Derry. For Australia bound, if we didn't all drown, the marks of our feathers we carried. In our rusty iron chains we cried for our wains, our good women we left in sorrow. As the mainsails unfurled, our curses we hurled on the English and thoughts of tomorrow. At the mouth of the foil, bid farewell to the soil, as down below decks we were lying. Oh, Doherty screamed, woken out of a dream by a vision of bold Robert dying. The sun burned cruel as we dished out the gruel. Dan O'Connor was down with a fever. 60 rebels today bound for Botany Bay. How many will reach their receiver? Them to hell as our bow fought to swell. Our ship danced like a moth in the firelight. White horses rode high as the devil passed by, taking souls to Hades by twilight. 5 weeks out each morning, in our own slime we were lost in the time. Endless night without dawn. Back home in Derry. Oh, I wish I was back home in Derry. Van Diemen's Land is a hell for a man to end out his whole life in slavery, where the climate is raw and the gun makes the law. Neither wind nor rain care for bravery. 20 years have gone by, I've ended my bond, but comrades ghosts walk behind me. A rebel I came, I'm still the same. On the cold winds of night you will find